Life or death? It's your choice. Ultimately, that's what heavy drinking, alcohol dependency, alcoholism, whatever you want to call it. That's your choice. To live or die. Many times I was warned when I was younger to stop drinking. I thought I knew best. Had a few times off it. Then I thought I could control it. Used to have one drink, have 2 drinks a night. And in my head I thought, oh, well, why can't you just be a normal person? I've done a video about this. You can't. If you can't moderate it, you can't just have 1 drink. Because it was my mind that took over. And I would say 3, 4, 5 times maybe. I had serious relapses where I'd been off for 1, 2, 5, even 8 years. And went back on it. Within 6 months, I was back to drinking 24 hours a day. So that's your choice. To me, when you get to the point of moderate, we can't moderate it. And you're drinking to feel better. You're drinking to survive. Then it's slow suicide. Because ultimately, it will kill you. It will kill you 20 to 25 years quicker than the general population. It's a slow, painful death. And 2019, when I was in the hospital, I saw a few people in the same ward as me pass away. And I had 50-50 chance of survival. I survived, obviously. Got myself recovered after 2 years of in that hospital. The last 3 years has been trying to eat healthily, be positive, and thankfully I'm in good health now. I've been very lucky. Very, very lucky indeed. Now, I thought I was reasonably intelligent. I knew what I was doing in life. I couldn't stop drinking. The doctors told me in my 30s to stop. I said I tried. I didn't have any major problems then. Still young and pretty fit. But as you get older, it becomes harder. The hangovers are worse. The withdrawals get worse. And then you become a habitual drinker. And then you become completely dependent on it, as I did. The withdrawals that I had stemmed from initially shakes, feeling hungover to the point where I couldn't even pick up a glass of beer. I couldn't pick up a cup of tea. I had the shakes so badly. I met one other heavy drinker when I worked in central London, who was senior manager of a big firm, big clothing firm on Regent Street. He said, look, I'll get the same. He said, use your non-dominant hand, pick the glass up. This is how serious it got. So he showed me what to do basically. Obviously my right hand was shaking, the left hand was a little bit less shaking. He said, steady it with both hands now. Little lift that. What's all that about? 2 hands on the glass. I tried that a few times just to get myself a bit of a livener after I finished work. I felt terrible some days, especially if I had an early start. I thought I just need a drink to get myself pulled together. And I remember one incident where I'd been away for 7 days on holiday, and it was an all-inclusive holiday. I drank a lot. Just lager. I keep stressing that. You don't have to drink spirits. You don't have to drink wine. Just ordinary beers and lagers got me. Anyway, I managed to struggle my way through the day. Got into the pub, and I literally couldn't lift or touch the glass without shaking. And I saw some people I knew. I became paranoid. I thought everyone knows I'm drinking. Everybody's looking at me. Well, they weren't really. Everyone's got their own stuff to deal with. And I had to basically dip my head into the glass to get a few sips. That's how bad it got. Then I managed to get a few more sips and tip the glass. I spilt a lot of it as well. Once I got 1 or 2 pints down, I felt a little bit better. It took me about 2 weeks to recover from that 7-day binge. Never felt the same again, really, to be honest. I was so ill. I continued to drink more and more and more just to keep myself going, keep myself alive, get myself out and about. That was just one incident. Other times I've gone into, I don't remember, if you're old enough to remember, writing a check. I've gone into a bank to write a check, pen out a checkbook. The reason I was writing checks was for cash, pay yourself, cash, for more drink. I couldn't hold a pen. So I used to go out, come have a drink somewhere, go back in the bank and write the check. And that went on for years. So my struggle with drink was years and years and years. Then I retired, came back to the northeast, and I drank more, had more time, a bit extra cash. Not that money was ever a problem, but when I look back, I think, how much have I spent on alcohol, to make myself ill, to become, well, a death's door, really. And what I'm trying to say to you is, it's your choice. Do you want to live or do you want to die? Because when you're drinking heavily, I've got friends in the pub who are drinking heavily every day, and their life is pretty poor. It's an existence at best. Some never leave the town. Some can't get on a, well, most of them can't get on a plane. None of them have got a passport. Most of them don't have a car. Their life revolves around the pub. So it's a pub to home. Most of them live nearby the pub. They say that they don't leave there because they don't want to. They don't leave there because they're scared to. You get trapped in this comfort zone. I was the same. I was going from my apartment to the pub, or to the off license, and then to the pub. I always had a rucksack full of supplies in case I felt rough the next day. Because when you get into the heavy drinking, dangerous drinking stage, then you need a supply. Otherwise you start panicking as well. So your withdrawals, or you've got the shakes, you've got the sweats, you don't sleep properly, you don't eat properly, you have mad dreams, you have accidents, not have any major accidents, but you fall over, you lose things, and your life becomes totally chaotic. And in the end, in 2019, when I was really struggling, when the ambulance crew came, I was more or less told then, in the acute medical ward, if things don't go your way, then you'll be dead. And I ended up in intensive care. I remember this consultant, who's head of acute medicine in the northeast, came in and he said, "You'll probably never see me again," because I work at the different hospitals. The top guy. He said, "If you drink again, I will guarantee you'll be dead in 6 months." Which I didn't drink again. It was a struggle to get back to normality. In a wheelchair, I couldn't walk properly, lost a lot of weight. I had ascites fluid on my stomach. I had loads of other issues, malnutrition, a whole lot. And I knew then, this is my last chance. And I stopped drinking, but I still had problems, complications. I had a hernia which split and started to bleed heavily, so I was rushing again. An emergency surgery on that. Then COVID hit in the middle of all that. So then in the hospital for 2 years. 21 to 22 was still a bit of a struggle. The last year and a half to 2 years has been okay. That's your choice. What do? You live or die. Now, this goes out to everybody, because even the social drinkers, they can catch it with you. That's what all I was, a social drinker initially, and they caught up with me. And it's the power of addiction. It's legalised, it's available, and it's more available than ever was. When I started to drink, the pubs closed at 3 p.m. Now they're open all day. You can drink 24 hours a day. You could never buy alcohol from a garage. So just do a little story there about how things go wrong. I've got thousands of stories. So 40 years of drinking, you get a lot of experience. If you are getting from the channel, or you want me to cover any topics, then just leave me a comment. And please subscribe. There's a lot of videos on here, but there's also a lot of comments from some other people, a lot of other people who have been through similar things, worse things than me. There's a lot of information on there. We've also got an ebook out, which is only $5.99. A lot of information there which help you, because I think relapse is a bad thing, and because of my relapses, that's how I got worse. I'll leave you to it. Have a good evening, and I'll speak to you all soon.